Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, cool,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
This is Optimal Finance Daily. Can I Afford It? Is a Terrible Filter by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. When deciding to make a financial purchase or not, the most common filter we use is, can I afford it? Is there enough money in the bank or room on the credit card to cover this purchase? If so, we can buy it. From the home we live in, the car we drive, the vacations we take, the technology we upgrade, the clothes we wear, and everything in between, most of us simply ask, can I afford it? I've seen this thinking in my own life. No doubt you've experienced the thinking in yours as well. Oftentimes, it's coupled with an I deserve it mentality, as in, I work hard for my money. I'm going to spend my money on this. I deserve it and I can afford it. But here's the problem. Can I afford it is actually a terrible filter for making financial decisions. Or let me rephrase that. Can I afford it is a terrible filter if it's the only filter we use in making decisions about what to buy and how to spend our money. It's not wrong in and of itself. It's just incomplete. Unfortunately, for many people, it's the only filter. If the money's in the bank, I can buy anything I desire. Why not? I can afford it. But consider some of the reasons why it's a terrible filter. Financial circumstances change all the time. We've learned a lot about the world over the last 12 months. One lesson I hope we've all noticed is that financial circumstances can change in a heartbeat, almost without warning. If my decision to buy a house at the very top of my price range or take out a new auto loan that was based solely on can I afford it, you may be surprised how quickly that can change. It's entirely subjective. Read financial experts online and you'll immediately find different advice about how much you can afford. Spend 28% of your income on housing. The 28% rule is outdated. Never buy a home without a 10% down payment. Buy a home as quickly as you can, even if you don't have a down payment. When you're buying a new car, make sure that you put down at least 20% of the total cost and finance the new vehicle for no more than 4 years. When you're buying a new car, always pay cash and never take a loan. Each of those contradictory pieces of advice can be found online. And that doesn't even begin to account for the advice given on saving, retiring, debt repayment, college savings, giving, or what order of priority those should be placed in your life. Can I afford it is a terrible filter because the answer is always subjective. Heck, we might even change our mind from day to day on what we can afford. It doesn't count the full cost of our purchase. The amount listed on a price tag is never the full cost of a purchase. Everything we purchase needs to be brought home and eventually cleaned, organized, cared for, and maintained. Everything we buy takes up physical space in our home and mental space in our mind. Many of our purchases result in extra expenditures, whether directly or indirectly. Do I have enough money right now to afford this item? Rarely factors in the ongoing cost of keeping or maintaining your purchase. It doesn't factor opportunity cost. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Every purchase carries additional opportunity cost. Spending $100 on X today means I don't have $100 to spend on Y tomorrow. This is why can I afford it is such a faulty, short-sighted filter. I may have the money to buy a bigger house, a nicer vacation, or a newer car, But once the purchase is completed, that money is no longer available for other things. And it may not take long to realize there were countless other things I could have spent my money on that would have resulted in much longer lasting happiness, joy, and fulfillment. Better filters. What questions can I ask in addition to, can I afford it? Let me offer 5. Number 1, does this purchase support my goals? What are the dreams you have for your life? What accomplishments are you hoping to achieve? What goals are most important to you? Does this purchase move you closer to those goals or further away? Number 2, what are my motivations for this purchase? Am I spending my money on this purchase for the right reasons? What are they exactly? Am I buying this just because everyone else is buying it? Because I'm trying to impress someone? Or are my motivations truly healthy? Number 3, what do my trusted friends think about this? There's no need to make financial decisions in a vacuum, especially major ones. Ask a family member or friend or mentor for their opinion. Make sure it's someone you trust and would generally consider wise in these types of matters. If you're religious, praying about it would fit in this filter. Number 4, is there something else I would like to spend my money on? When counting the opportunity cost of a purchase, don't compare only apples to apples. The filter doesn't need to be exclusively, should I buy this car or this vacation? We should also factor in opportunities such as getting out of debt, getting ahead financially, or giving to a cause we believe in. Spending money on a purchase just because I can afford it often makes these greater pursuits harder to achieve. And number 5, what would my life look like if I said no? We often find ourselves debating a purchase because we've considered what benefit the purchase will bring into our lives. But rarely do we take the time to honestly evaluate what benefits might arise if we said no. But with every purchase, we sacrifice a small amount of freedom. This one simple filter helps us recognize exactly what that is. Before I conclude, let me be clear on 2 important points. First, it's smart to ask ourselves, can I afford it? I mean, if you can't afford it, you shouldn't buy it. Case closed. But I think this filter carries too much significance for most of us. And by itself, it's terrible. Second, this post isn't contending that we never make any purchase. That would be foolish. To live is to consume, and many of the purchases we make do bring value to our lives. This list of better filters isn't meant to deter anyone from ever spending money again. It's simply designed to help all of us make better choices. Because in and of itself, can I afford it is a terrible filter for financial decisions. You just listened to the post titled, Can I Afford It? Is a Terrible Filter by Joshua Becker of becomingminimalist.com. You sign up for something, forget about it after the trial period ends, then you're charged month after month after month. The subscriptions are there, but you're not using them. In fact, I learned that 85% of people have at least one paid subscription going unused each month. Thanks to Rocket Money, you can see all your subscriptions in one place and cancel the ones you're not using anymore, saving more money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. See all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money's going. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/OFD today. That's rocketmoney.com/OFD. rocketmoney.com/OFD.
Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our game-changing FlexPath learning format lets you set your own deadline so you can learn at a time and pace that works for you. It's an education you can tailor to your schedule. That means you don't have to put your life on hold to pursue your professional goals. Instead, enjoy learning your way and earn your degree without missing a beat. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
I really enjoyed this article. I think it's well worth our time to slow down and evaluate our spending behaviors. I'd add a sixth filter here, and that's, does the value I'm getting out of this purchase justify the expense? In other words, am I really getting my money's worth? Here's what I mean by that. When I was in my 20s, living in New York City, I ate out for most of my meals. This just became habit, and I didn't think about it much. When I decided to reduce my spending, I started bringing lunch to work every day. And I'm not talking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I was bringing like gourmet meals to work at a fraction of the price. I discovered a love for cooking and found that the lunches I brought to work were far superior to what I would buy at the corner deli. Those meals were healthier. I didn't have to wait online to get them. And on top of all of those other benefits, I was also saving money. This experience made me much more conscious of making sure I'm getting an adequate amount of value from the money I am spending. I'm particularly picky about this value for money exchange when it comes to food. It's a big reason why I rarely eat out, and why when I do eat out, you might hear me grumble about the fact that I could have cooked something better for far less money. That'll do it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you on tomorrow's show, where your optimal life awaits.